You're watching Explore Tulsa.
Blue Dog is by George Rodrigue. He was a Louisiana artist, and he started painting to preserve the Cajun history. So his original paintings at the beginning were big oak trees, live oak trees, with people in front of them. He was commissioned to do a book on Louisiana legends, and it was when he was doing the Loup Garou story, the legend of the werewolf, that he took a picture of Tiffany, his dog that had passed away, and decided to draw her as the werewolf. And he placed her under one of those live oak trees and changed her eyes to yellow, and he had the full moon and the moss draping down, and put a little cast of blue on her, and people called her Blue Dog. He didn't set out to make Blue Dog. It was an accident. And so it took maybe a few years for him to actually start committing to just painting Blue Dog as Blue Dog. It became what he was known for. It's coming to Sand Springs, to the Sand Springs Cultural and Historical Museum, which is at Main and Broadway. And it's a historical building. It says library because it was a library, but now it's on the historic register and it's a museum. And it's coming there in November, and it's staying through February of next year. The artist passed away in 2013, and so George Rodrigue's widow, Wendy, and his son, Jock, will come and do events for us. About 50 pieces of George Rodrigue, some of his later works, which are all in metallic, and it's an interesting story because he actually painted them because he remembered as a child he had polio, and he was lucky enough not to have to be in a hospital. But he had visited the hospital during that time, and he saw children there and the iron lungs and such, and he wanted the children in today's hospitals, children's hospitals, to be able to picture themselves in art as they walk down the corridors. And so he's donated some to the children's hospitals around the country. He has written children's books about Blue Dog, what color is Blue Dog, those kind of things. So to make art more friendly to children, I think. And then the other thing he did was he, through A+ Schools Network, he has brought art to public schools, not just elementaries. So A+ schools think that everyone learns a different way, and so they like to incorporate the arts, whether it be art, music, dance, drama, into all the curriculum. And so in here we often do science and math incorporated, and in PE class they do dance and maybe some math. So we try and have it just in all the areas. This is a Fine Arts Academy. We used to be Central Elementary in the middle of downtown Sand Springs. A few years back, decided to become a Fine Arts Academy because we knew that the statistics say that students learn better when the arts are incorporated. And so that was obviously very important, and we wanted them to feel good about themselves. And so in the midst of that, they built this new building, and it's a piece of art itself. It's a very architecturally nice building, and it has mobiles hanging from the ceiling and things. So that was the agenda to begin with, and it's just a good way to learn. So we've kept it up. I am the only elementary art teacher in Sand Springs, so no other elementary school has an art teacher. First of all, it makes them excited about art because it's a very friendly subject. They love to do it. And if you're excited about art, then you're going to go on and want to learn more about art and then make some connections to other subjects, hopefully. And so it's just, we're trying to propel them into lifelong learners and to love the arts. It's very satisfying. It's satisfying enough that I don't take my lifetime Texas teaching certificate and move back to Houston. Where I taught for 10 years. So it's worth being here. This is my hometown, and I want it to thrive, and I want the kids here to be excited about art. Probably the best moment recently was on the stage Saturday when one of my students, who's first or second grade, got up and was just telling all about Blue Dog, and she knew all the answers, and she was thrilled and excited, and that's the kind of thing that gives the teacher goosebumps when their kids really, like liked the subject and take it with them.